What's going on, everyone? My name is Security Denied, and welcome back to the Average Gamer's Perspective on the TWID, also known as This Week in Destiny. We're back, baby. We're back. From the previous Dev Insight videos, they said that there's going to be a TWID that's going to explain a couple things, specifically about Crucible and some other things, like Pantheon, so we're going to see what that's all about. This week in Destiny, we have even more to share about the Monument of Triumph update coming on June 9th. We started yesterday with a Dev Insight article focused on the return of the Director, and early this morning we published a Dev Insight article focusing on weapons, the artifact, and vendors. In this TWID, we'll cover what's coming to the Crucible, Pantheon, and cosmetics, which we love cosmetics. Crucible tuning with the PvP Strike team, Pantheon and rewards updates in raids and dungeons, ornaments, bright engrams, bright dust, and more cosmetic updates. Have you read yesterday's Dev Insight article about the Director? Read this morning's Dev Insight article on weapons and more too. Alright, here's the Dev Insight weapons, artifacts, and focusing preview. We love a long TWID as much as anyone, but this one was already getting very meaty halfway through it. That's why all of you need to know about the updates, changes to weapons, artifacts, plural, yes, and vendor focusing lives on its own Dev Insight article, which we published earlier today. It covers a lot of important things, important topics like the new weapon tier upgrading system, tier upgrading and crafted weapons, buffs to many exotics like Anarchy, Lament, and Vex Mythoclast, including new catalysts and improvements for previous ones. Balance updates to most legendary weapon types, including an overall buff to primary weapon damage in PvE, targeted buffs for most special weapons in PvE, many large perk fixes and buffs, a preview of the very customizable Artifact 2.0, including new ways to counter champions, saving your choices and loadouts, and then updates to vendors, weapon focusing, and gear attunement, which we covered in our previous video, which we just uploaded as well. So make sure to go back and check that out because it got crazy. It got crazy. Let's just say we make our own metas. We make our own metas. Dev Insights, Return of the Director. While we're at it, did you read yesterday's Dev Insight article all about the return of the Director? This one was published yesterday and covers the following: the Director, layout additions, and updated destination loot, distortions, adding some spice to select portal modes, the portal breaking down, or patrol modes, sorry, the portal breaking down barriers and overhauling the experience, Gambit Ops bringing our old friend into the fold, Heavy Metal Vehicular Mayhem, Sparrow Racing League returning tracks, new loot, and some twists along the track. We also made a video about it yesterday. Make sure to head over there and check that out as well. PvP Strike Team update, once more with feeling. Sandbox tuning review. First, let's review some of the previously discussed sandbox tuning for weapons and armor that will directly impact Crucible. We will have more to talk about with abilities next week, but as a sneak peek, check out some of the changes we will be discussing, including some big ones to invisibility. Interesting. Abilities global. All multi-charge abilities will now start Crucible matches with one charge full instead of all charges full. Void, invisibility. Greatly increased opacity to make players more visible in Crucible. Scatter grenades reduce chase distance versus players by 50%. Reduce the amount of grenade energy this ability gains from perks by 12.5%. Perfect. Hunter, Solar, Deadshot Super, reduced energy refund for kills on enemy players by 40%. Warlock Void, Pocket Singularity, reduced tracking shape against players by 60%. Titan, Arc, Knockout, remove lunge range bonus versus enemy players. Corrected an issue where the bonus damage could be applied too early, increasing the damage of the melee that activated it and causing unexpected one-hit kills in Crucible. Sorry, Turble. Knockout got nerfed for PvP. Rest in peace. Stasis, Diamond Lance, reduce freeze AoE versus enemy players. Players can no longer quick fall after throwing the Diamond Lance. Artifacts. Artifacts are now disabled in trials and competitive playlists. Awesome. Exotic Armor. Warlock, Deimos Effusion, whatever. Increase the time between damage ticks against players. Nothing Manacles reduce the extra Seekers created from 4 to 3 and reduce the range and lifetime of the extra Seekers. Okay. Titan, ACD0 Feedback Fence. No longer provides any damage resistance versus other players. Rest in peace, ACD Feedback. Ammo System. Reduce the point gains from special ammo and heavy ammo kills and assists and super kills by 33%. Reduce glaive melee point gains by 20%. Reduced Adaptive Burst LFR ammo from crates from 5 to 3. Reduced Bitter Ends ammo from crates from 75 to 62. Damn. Weapons, auto rifles, high impacts, increase RPM from 360 to 400 to compensate for the faster time to kill, reduced ADS damage fall-off scalar from 1.7 to 1.6, reduced base damage from 24 to 22, and critical hit damage from 43.2 to 39.6. This includes Vex Mythoclass and Service Regime with dual speed receiver, but excludes Service Plus 1 and Sweet Business in its non-spun up state. Adaptives, increase base damage from 15 to 15.5, and critical hit damage from 26.25 to 27.1. Pulse rifles, lightweights, reduced base damage from 19.7 to 18.8, and critical hit damage from 31.5 to 30.1. Legacy frames, since these weapons inherit the damage change from lightweight pulse rifles, we are reverting the nerf to their ADS damage falloff scalar. Increase ADS damage falloff scalar from 1.6 back to 1.7. High impacts, increase ADS falloff scalar from 1.6 back to 1.7. Scout rifles, rapid fires, reduced base damage from 28 to 27.3, and critical hit damage from 54.6 to 53.25. Hand cannons, aggressive, reduced base damage from 49 to 48.7, and critical hit damage from 90.65 to 90.1. The last word, increased stability on mouse and keyboard by 10%, increased aim assist when hip firing on mouse and keyboard by 10%. Bardic Adagio, reduced the damage bonus on hand cannons from 30% to 27%. Full choke pellet spread now reduced by 5% instead of 3.25%. Shock package intrinsic now reduces pellet spread by 2.5% when ADS. Alright, Unified Crucible Ops. We have moved all the playlists into the Crucible Ops screen and deprecated the Legacy Crucible node. This will allow us to better focus the population and reduce instances of duplicate or overlapping playlists. As a note, for Control and Iron Banner Control, the only playlist in which skill is utilized for matchmaking, outlier protection has been set to automatically revert to open skill if queue times are taking too long. Awesome. That's a big plus. Control, outlier protection matchmaking, replaced by Iron Banner Control when active. Interesting. Competitive, rank-based matchmaking. Rumble, open skill matchmaking. Quick play, open skill matchmaking, rotates game modes weekly, Mayhem Rift, Relic Momentum, Scorch, Supremacy, Clash Zone, Control, Hardware Mix, 6v6. Replaced by Iron Banner Quick Play when active. Small Team Quick Play, Open Skill Matchmaking, rotates game modes daily, Survival Heavy Metal Elimination, Hardware Mix 3v3, Arena Collision 4v4, Lockdown Clash Elimination. Replaced by Trials of Osiris when active. Limited time modes, Trials of Osiris, passage-based matchmaking, available every Friday through reset on weeks when Iron Banner is not active, replaces Small Team Quick Play. Iron Banner Control, Outlier Protection Matchmaking, available for 1 week every 4 weeks, replaces Control. Iron Banner Quick Play, Open Skill Matchmaking, available for 1 week every 4 weeks, rotates between Tribute, Fortress, and Eruption, replaces Quick Play. Sparrow Racing League, private matches, updated rewards. Okay, is this the new fit? Why do hunters always look terrible? Do the Bungie team just like not like us? Do they just think like, they like this rugged, asymmetrical look? I mean, like, sure, like the pants, like like this leather, like not for me, Chief. Also, LFR trials, new set bonuses. Okay, here's the Titan. See, they look nicer, but they also look a little basic too. Warlocks, yeah, also a little basic. It is what it is. Armor set Triumph. So there's the armor set bonus. Triumphal Anthem. 2-piece. Scoot to loot. Bruh. Sliding collects nearby ammo and temporarily grants enhanced reload speed and handling to your weapons. 4-piece. Shoot to scoot. Dealing damage with your weapons temporarily grants an enhanced slide. Gain damage resistance while sliding. So for all you sliders out there, cross. This is perfect for you. Weapons, new. The Helmsman, Arc, High Impact, Bolt Action Sniper. Reprised, back fully tiered with new perk options. Joxer's Longsword, Better Devils, Unending Tempest, Randy's Throwing Knife, Autumn Wind, Out of Bounds, Sorrow's Verse, Survivor's Epitaph, and the Keening Frozen Orbit. Cool. Returning weapons from the Edge of Fate through Renegades that will still be earnable. Riptide, Mos Anthnor, 4, Might and Macro Tool, Pure Recollection, Return Memory, Stars and Shadow, Quavictus 4. Newly tiered weapons from the Pre-Edge of Fate, which are coming back as tiered versions with the same perks as they had last time they were released. Retro Futurist, Anonymous Autumn, Last Perdition. New ship, Sparrow and Ghost as post-game drops. Glory of Shacks. Oh, that's beautiful. I just get to ride around in shacks. Pause. Yeah, that's great. Warlord Charge. It's all shacks themed. Oh, and there's the horn. There's the horn. Do you see it? See it? There's the horn. Lordly Shell. Perfect. Perfectly balanced as all things should be. New emblem and shader on Shax's reward track. New modifier, Arena Collision. Arena Collision is a 4v4 game mode that harkens back to the original Arena style of sandbox with more methodical gameplay focused on weapons, map knowledge, and movement. Fight over the heavy ammo crates to help you control the objective and enjoy greatly reduced penalties for hip firing. Rules, primary weapons, damage unchanged, hip fire accuracy and aim assist penalties are decreased. Okay. Special weapons disabled. Heavy weapons damage decreased. The game starts with 3 heavy ammo crates active, 1 for each side and 1 neutral. Crates respawn as a wave on a 120-second cooldown. Crates are not shared. Interesting. General weapons. All weapons are granted plus 60 airborne effectiveness. Radar, heavily modified, base radar range has been decreased and no longer expands dramatically. Players only show up on the radar if they are shooting, sliding, sprinting, jumping, or have heavy ammo. Within the center circle, players will show up as dots instead of illuminated wedges. Oh, I like that. Grenades. Grenade base recharge has been disabled. Getting a final blow will refund grenade energy, the amount of which is based on the base cooldown and your grenade stat. Melees. Powered melees are disabled. Melee damage has been decreased. Glaive melee damage has been further reduced. Interesting. Class abilities. Class ability base recharge has been disabled. Getting a final blow will refund class ability energy, the amount of which is based on the type of ability you have selected, its base cooldown, and your class ability stat. Supers disabled. Camera 3 peeking is disabled. Respawns 7 seconds. Revives enabled. This game mode sounds fire. Arena Collision sounds like a chef's kiss, like perfect game mode for PvP. Nothing else to say. New additions to private matches. Heavy Metal and Sparrow Racing League have been added. More on them in this Dev Insight article. We have also created a couple of new private match exclusive modifiers. Glass Cannon. When everyone is super, no one is. This modifier is filled with 30 seconds of fun, style loops, and power spikes, but players are much less resilient. Plays most similarly to the D1 style of Crucible. Primary weapons, body shot damage is significantly increased. Special weapons, damage is significantly increased. Special ammo meter progress significantly faster. You can retain twice as much ammo after death. The game starts with special ammo crates active, and crates are shared. Heavy weapons, damage is significantly increased. A single heavy ammo crate will spawn at a neutral location on a 240-second cooldown, and the crate is shared. General weapons, aim assist is slightly reduced. Radar unchanged. Grenade cooldowns are doubled, but damage is greatly increased. Okay. Melee cooldowns are doubled, but damage is greatly increased. Class ability cooldowns are doubled. Cooldowns are halved for supers, but damage taken from weapons, grenades, or melees while in super is greatly increased. Camera unchanged. Respawns 5 seconds, no revives. Okay. Software. The opposite of hardware, throw more grenades and melees and supers, and look good while doing it. Primary weapons disabled, special weapons disabled, heavy weapons disabled, general weapons disabled, radar unchanged, grenade cooldowns greatly decreased, melees cooldowns greatly decreased, class abilities greatly decreased cooldown, supers cooldowns greatly decreased, camera fixed in third person, respawns 5 seconds, no revives. Software sounds fun. Sounds chaotic as hell. We've also added a new rule set for Rift to private matches. Single round Rift allows the game to play continuously from start to finish with no resets after a spark is dunked. Oh, nice. Renewed competitive rewards. While we are doing a reward refresh, we have decided not to reset rank alongside the release. Check out the new competitive armor set and weapons offerings. What is with this asymmetrical garbage? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. But look at Titans. They look great. They look great. What's the deal? Warlocks kind of look a little goofy, but still look great. Armor set Audacia. Per Audacia. Two-piece primary chain. Primary ammo weapon final blows grant a stacking bonus to mobility and primary weapon range and handling until you are defeated. Four-piece sublime transit. Increased mobility and grants enhanced sprint speed and slide distance. Note, these benefits do not stack with the enhanced sprint or slide provided by exotics or abilities. They do stack with things that increase movement speed via a scalar like lightweight or killing wind. Oh, nice. Weapons new. Solemn Lie Arc Lightweight 140 RPM hand cannon. Perfect. Another hand cannon. Reprised Rose, Redrix's Estoc, Mercurial Overreach, Deadlock, Bilsarius D, the Riposte, and then returning Solemn Remembrance and Peculiar Charm. Alongside the new competitive / glory armor set and the returning weapons, we're also adding 2 new emblems to be earned. New competitive emblem, I Am the Crucible. Win 77 games in the competitive playlist to unlock this emblem. That's pretty sick. Pretty dope emblem. New Ascendant Zero emblem. Last Guardian Standing. Works the same way as the original Ascendant Zero emblem, where you earn points for wins in Ascendant Zero with more points for wins at higher ranks. The number of points you have determines the emblem's drop chance after winning. After a win, earning 1,000 points guarantees the emblem on your next win. Progress towards earning this emblem begins after you have acquired Umbral, Echelon, whatever, which is still able to be earned. Okay. Nice. Good. Also, are we getting set back to 300? Or are we staying at 550? I think we're staying at 550. We've also taken a pass over the map waiting for the playlists with the goal to remove some of the more frustrating map and mode combinations from the playlist and reduce the likelihood of some others from occurring. Map weighting changes. Reduced Solitude Clash high to normal, Dissonance Clash high to very low, Rusted Lands Clash normal to low, Widow's Court Clash low to very low, Anomaly Collision low to very low. Removed Multiplex Collision low to 0, Exodus Blue Clash very low to 0, Twilight Gap Clash very low to 0, Vostok both modes very low to low. Trials of Osiris and map rotations. We are going to be changing the way map selection works for Trials moving forward. Each weekend we'll have up to 3 maps on rotation chosen using the below process. 1 map is randomly selected from each of the 3 pools below. Pool 1, Burnout, Javelin 4, Endless Veil, 33.33% chance, repeating of course per map. Pool 2, all Pool 1 maps, Altar of Flame, Pacifica, Cirrus, Plaza, Eventide Labs, The Dead Cliffs, Meltdown, Solitude, Radiant Cliffs, Wormhaven, 8.33% chance per map. Pool 3, all Pool 1 and Pool 2 maps, all remaining maps except Convergence, Rusted Lands, Multiplex, Citadel, and Exodus Blue, 3.23% chance per map. So while most weekends we would expect to end up with 3 different maps on rotations, the system makes it possible to have the far more popular maps double and triple weighted. For example, we could end up with the double Javelin 4 selected in pools 1 and 2, the Dead Cliff selected in pool 3 for a weekend. It's even possible, though unlikely, to end up with all Endless Veil, Burnout, or Javelin 4 for a weekend if that map gets selected in each pool. We feel this change will help to keep the Trials experience feeling less repetitive week over week. I think so. I think it'll help. We've also got a whole new set of rewards for Trials of Osiris. We will be resetting Trials engrams at launch, so spend them now. New Trials engrams and the score base rewards at the end of matches. We'll be able to drop all the new gear while our focus gear system is changing to have a pool of weapons instead of a single focused item. Okay. This is better, Bungie. This is better. This is more sleek. Very nice indeed. Titans. Look better. As usual. Warlocks. Also better. Like this is the best we've got. And then they got cool shit. Armor set. Cruel Electrum. 2-piece primary survivor. When an ally is defeated, primary ammo weapons gain increased handling, reload speed, target acquisition, and reduce flinch. Bonus increases when multiple allies are dead at the same time or when running solo. 4-piece primary phantom. Final blows with primary ammo weapons remove you from radar for a short time. Drawing a weapon that does not use primary ammo will immediately end this effect. Weapons new. Willful Hamartia. Arc Adaptive Burst Linear Fusion Rifle. Okay. Reprise, the Messenger, the Summoner, the Scholar, Solaskar, Aisha's Care, Exalted Truth, Keen Thistle, the Inquisitor, Igni's Hammer, Shira's Wrath, Eye of Soul, Exile's Curse, Tomorrow's Answer. Returning, the Martlet, Corundum Hammer, the Immortal, Cataphrasy, GL3, Astral Horizon, Everburning Glitz, Burden of Guilt, Aris Neutralizer, Auric Disabler, Aisha's Embrace, Unwavering Duty, Forgiveness. Newly tiered. Reed's Regret, Yesterday's Question. Bonus focus pools are replacing the old single weapon as a weekly focus, now a focused pool of weapons that drop in addition to the base rewards. The Lighthouse will have its own focus pool as well, home to some of the best weapons Trials has to offer. Week 1, all of those. Week 2, those weapons. 3, all of those. Lighthouse, Igni's Hammer, the Messenger, Shire's Wrath, the Summoner, the Inquisitor. Makes sense. We also have 2 new sets of Ship Sparrow's Ghosts for you to collect, as well as a new emblem and shader on Saint 14's reward track. Okay, there is the Ghost. Very nice. It gives Callus vibes. I like it. Cursed Eternal Shell. We have one like this. Oh yeah, isn't it Osiris's Ghost Shell? Interesting. Elytra Sprint. Clinging. Vermilion Crown. Even better. Even better. I like that. Idol of Ancestors. Yeah, it's alright. Featherweight. Nah. Looks like the Warlock's helmet. Iron Banner Renewed Rewards. With the Monument of Triumph release, Iron Banner is returning with a new 4-week cycle, and that's not all. You can also earn a new armor set and a slew of reprised and returning weapons. Again, Hunters. Why? Why do we look so trashy? Who wants this? Okay, so everyone looks a little trashy, but theirs looks more like what it's supposed to. Same with the Warlocks. Warlocks look the best. Armor set, Iron Battalion, 2-piece, primary honing, increases handling and reload speed for primary ammo weapons. Primary ammo weapons gain increased damage against non-boss combatants based on your weapon stat. 4-piece is super cyclical, final blows while your super is active, refund super energy when it ends. Weapons reprised, Fellwinter's Lie, and then a bunch of other ones. Returning, got a couple returning ones. Newly tiered, there's all of the newly tiered weapons. Bonus focus pools, these pools will alternate each time Iron Banner is active. Winning gives you a higher chance of earning a bonus drop. Okay, so for the first Iron Banner, this is what you're going to be awarded, and then second is the other pool of weapons. Alright, we're finally getting to Pantheon. Enter the Pantheon. Monuments of Triumph will include a new set of Pantheon raid activities shaped in the image of the original format, but with upgrades and surprises featuring new bosses, new rewards, and new ways to play. We wanted to celebrate Destiny 2's bosses that veterans may remember and give returning Guardians an opportunity to experience them. At launch, 2 activities will be available, each with a unique lineup of bosses. The first Saturday after launch, a 3rd activity will unlock, which challenges players to take on the full gauntlet of bosses. The following Tuesday at Reset, weekly rotators begin featuring individual bosses. Guardians can earn a new armor set for each class, a suit of weapons. The suite of weapons reprise from the original activities with a unique origin trait and holofoil variants. Each multi-boss activity concludes with a vendor offering purchase of rerolls for acquired items with Spoils of Conquest. Reprise Pantheon encounters have a chance to reward ornaments for their original armor. Oh, for example, Callus may drop the armor ornaments related to the original base Leviathan raid for Guardians who have not unlocked them. I have not. Completing a new set of triumphs rewards emblems, exotic cosmetic items, and a new title. All activities offer a new adventure difficulty aimed at players looking for a lower stakes opportunity to learn, teach, and practice for success. This lifts the power cap, allows infinite revives, and adds slack to the timing requirements for some mechanics, with the trade-off of a limited pool of lower-tier rewards. Feats. Since their introduction in the Edge of Fate, we've been listening to feedback that in already challenging activities, the feat system has made it too difficult to earn the highest quality gear. In Monument of Triumph, those activities now have a standard difficulty option without feats that will continue to offer weekly Tier 5 drops per encounter. Feats are still accessible in a new custom difficulty mode, where we have overhauled the quantity and quality of rewards granted by completing encounters with feats active. The additional drops and tier upgrades are per encounter and guaranteed. In addition, we've increased the reward value of some feats to better represent their degree of challenge. Reminder, feats will not be present in Pantheon. These changes are specifically for the Desert Perpetual. Okay. The table below shows the total gear rewards for each feat reward grade. These rewards are farmable and can be claimed repeatedly. Cutthroat Combatants +4, Challenges +3, Shock Troopers +2, Token Limit Phase Limit +1. Okay, and then this is a visualization of what you can earn. Nice. Raids and Dungeons Rad Rewards. We want to provide a compelling reason for Guardians to revisit their favorite rad activities in Monument of Triumph. To that end, we've updated all rewards and armor from the Edge of Fate rad activities to now provide tiered rewards. This means all raids and dungeons will drop tiered armor, all dungeons will drop tiered weapons, and craftable raid weapons will have tier bonuses accessible from the relic. For weapons, this unlocks all the features of gear tiering, including enhanced perks, barrels, mags, origin traits, cosmetics, and mods. For armor, this unlocks all the featured gear tiering plus unique set bonuses for each raid and dungeon. In addition, all raid weapons will gain updated perk pools, while all dungeon weapons also gain new origin traits. Craftable raid weapons now have an option to upgrade into tiered gear. Check out today's Divinsite article for details. New tiered raid armor will no longer drop with a slot for activity-specific mods. However, once acquired, those legacy armor pieces can now be purchased from Hawthorne with spoils. Hawthorne's finally getting something to do, other than sitting there talking about the first campaign of Destiny 2. It's perfect. Below is an example from the Shattered Throne dungeon that launched without its own unique armor set in 2018. Which now rewards an armor set featuring art from Season of the Defiant and includes a new set bonus, 2-piece Queen's Foil Rush. Gain a powerful overshield while performing your finisher. When you finish a target, release a slowing burst around you. 4-piece Truth to Power. Gain increasing damage resistance when you deal damage or land final blows. Finishers grant accelerated progress. At max stacks, the recharge rate of your abilities is also increased. Okay, Techian's Regalia Helmet. Oh, fancy living. Rad Rotator. The Raid and Dungeon weekly featured rotators are returning with changes to incorporate tiered rewards. 2 raid and 2 dungeon activities will be promoted to featured status each week. Challenge icons will lead you to the featured activities on their original destinations, in addition to being sorted to the top of the new raid and dungeon category on the director. While they previously offered a power upgrade, featured raid and dungeon activities now reward the highest quality gear as outlined below. The list of rewards are farmable unless noted with a weekly lockout. Okay, and then here is the rotators. Looks like there's quite a few of them. Kind of like rotating between standard and master. As you can tell, this release is a look back at our rad content over the years. We've marveled at how our extraordinary community has overcome every challenge we could dream up. Your dedication and limitless capability have been a source of inspiration. With Pantheon and Monuments of Triumph, we endeavored to again create an opportunity for your fire team to walk into the unknown and achieve the impossible. More vault and loadout slots. I've been waiting for the vault space. Before we close out this section about so many new and renewed weapons and armor to earn, you may be wondering where you're going to fit it all. Well, good news, your vault is getting more space. It's increasing from its current 1,000 slots to 1,300. That should be enough to fit everything, we hope. On top of that, how about also getting some extra loadout slots too? We're adding 8 more slots so you can go from the current 12 up to 20. Nice. Cosmetics, bright engrams, bright dust, and expanded exotic armor ornaments. When Renegades launched, we introduced universal exotic ornaments, and Destiny fashion community got to work making many exciting new fits for their guardians. However, one question rose to the top of the feedback. When can we put legendary ornaments on our exotic armor? The answer is in Monument of Triumph. We didn't stop at just legendary ornaments, however. All qualities of armor ornaments, from common to legendary, can now be applied to the currently equipped exotic armor alongside universal exotic ornaments. The same caveats that applied for universal exotic ornaments will still apply for expanded ornaments. If the ornament is not specifically parented to the equipped exotic armor, its visuals will be temporarily disabled in PvP content, but will return upon exiting that content. Special visuals, cues, or effects applied by ornaments that are not specifically parented to the equipped exotic armor may not be visible. Okay. Oh. That's fun. I like this. Oh, and it's on our exotic class items too. Blessed. I've been wanting to do better fashion with my exotic class item, but I can't because they have no ornaments. And if they do, they're not great. But this makes up for all the differences. Additionally, note that the equipped armor icon will update to show the visual of the equipped ornament, but will still retain the exotic quality color. This will ensure that players in PvP can always know that their rivals have an exotic equipped even if they're wearing an ornament of a different quality. Exotic ornaments in collections. In addition to expanding the range of ornaments that can be equipped on exotic armor, the full collection of exotic armor ornaments for each class can now be viewed in collections in the exotics section. Very nice, because it used to just be weapons, the weapon ornaments that you can view, but now you can look at all of the armor ornaments that you don't have. Very good, very good. Destiny announcements. Oh. This will allow you to refer to an announcement that you may want or need to reread, may have missed, or had accidentally dismissed for up to 30 days after receipt, after which they will naturally expire and be removed. Additionally, the system will now support automatic delivery of messages to the announcement screen, resulting in fewer pop-up messages overall. The announcement screen also includes a featured item carousel. In addition to standing messages, this section will include information about relevant content. Oh, well that's nice. That's a good thing to have. Bright engram focusing. The upcoming release will change the way that bright engrams work with the addition of bright engram focusing, housed in a new tab in the Eververse. A focused engram will award an unowned item in the engrams category. For example, a focused ship engram will provide an unowned ship. Okay. I like that, because there's a lot from the Eververse that I don't have, because I just keep getting duplicates over and over again, so this will help me fill out my collection. The categories for focusing include all of this table of contents. Okay. Okay, so the more you spend in Bright Dust, the better rewards you'll get. Okay, that's nice. Makes sense to me. Focused engram will contain Eververse-sourced items in a category that are drawn from across Destiny 2's history. even items newly introduced in Monument of Triumph and items that have never been offered in engrams or for Bright Dust will be available through focused engrams. Note that focused engrams will offer items only. Bright Dust will not be a reward option. However, you can still get offers of gifts of Bright Dust from the original standard decryption with no focusing. While several focused engrams have more items in them than we can show in the preview of its contest, seriously, there's a lot of items. They will not drop duplicates, and their contents are finite. This means that they will gradually deplete as their contents are acquired. As an engram depletes, the preview of its contents will update, and eventually, all remaining items will be visible in the previews at once. When a focused engram has been completely emptied, its preview will be empty, and additional purchases with that engram will be blocked, as there will be nothing left to earn. Fair enough. Wow. So eventually we'll just own everything. Perfect. Bright engram focusing will also provide a one-to-one exchange for legacy engrams that were available before the Eververse engram was introduced in Season 12. The exchange for a given legacy engram will only be visible if that engram is present in your engram inventory. Eligible legacy engrams are as follows. Oh, so basically all the way from Season 1 to Season 11, you get all of those engram types that were season specific. I like it. Evergreening. With the end of Destiny 2's regular release schedule in Monument of Triumph, we have made major changes to the ways we distribute Bright Dust and chronologues or offer access to content from the Eververse, the Rewards Pass, the Monument to Seasons Past, or Bright Engrams. Each of these changes are from the perspective of supporting the weekly resets that will continue and on improving access to the many cosmetics that have been offered in Destiny 2 through the years. Some highlights of the changes, which we'll cover in greater detail in our patch notes, include Bright Dust and Chronologues. Chronologues will now be one of the 4 featured currencies shown across the UI, listed after Glimmer and before Silver. They will no longer take a spot in the inventory as a result. Thank goodness. Bright Dust and Chronologues will shift their focus to be predominantly earned through the seasonal hub, with the weekly earnable amounts going up as the hub absorbs other sources. Rewards Pass. In addition to the shift to the hub, Bright Dust and Chronologues will also still be available in the Triumphant Rewards Pass, in part to compensate for the long delay. All Bright Dust on the Triumphant Rewards Pass is on the free track. The score boost has been replaced with an additional set of XP boosts with up to 15% personal and fireteam XP available. The 5 stages of XP boost will be automatically unlocked based on progress earned on the Lawless Rewards Pass. The Triumphant Rewards Pass has received additional cosmetic rewards, including 2 additional armor ornament sets, 6 shaders, 2 accessory sets, 2 emotes, a finisher, a holochip, a ghost hologram, and a skimmer. Monument to Seasons Past. The Ashen Iron Rewards Pass and the Lawless Rewards Pass have been added to the Monument to Seasons Past because it will be permanently available in the Rewards Pass screen. The Triumphant Rewards Pass will not be available on the Monument to Seasons Past. The seasonal armor bundles for the Year of the Final Shape have been added to the relevant seasons in the Monument of Seasons Past. This will allow Guardians to acquire samples of those armors to unlock them as ornaments. Eververse. The Eververse will be shifting to a more evergreen state. Some changes will be noticeable immediately, including a new daily offers tab, while others will occur starting June 23rd. More details will be provided in our patch notes on June 9th. Double feature today. Okay. Nice. And this is where we get our artists. Oh. This is everyone saying goodbye to Destiny. Okay, there's the movie of the week. Alright, that's everything for this Rare Friday TWID. Hopefully it was plenty. There's a lot of great changes coming with Monument of Triumph, and our goal with this week's 3 articles was to lay it all out. Well, almost all of it. We'll be there for you all on June 9th, trying out some old exotics with some new catalysts, taking down old raid bosses one more time, fighting friends in the most ridiculous private Crucible matches, dropping an idea here, Javelin 4, New Land Beyond only. getting some renewed versions of fan favorite returning weapons, and blasting the most annoying horn during some late night SRL races. Honk back if you love Destiny 2 as much as we do. Destiny 2 community team. Holy cow. What a long twid. Like my voice is giving out. But we learned a lot about Crucible, and the changes going there with base Crucible, Iron Banner, and Trials of Osiris. And we got an update to Eververse, and got a little tease for what is to come in Pantheon. So thank you all for coming and watching. Next week there's going to be more dev articles. I'll be sure to cover those as well, including the TWID for next week. So make sure to tune to those, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!